I think the characters are much wilder than we are.
Are the characters going to grow up over the course of the show, or do the characters stay static for you? Because they're different models of comedy.
I think this season was the hardest for us to write because it changes.
Because we had to make that decision, and we decided for them to like slowly grow. Slowly, but...
So I want to go to another clip, dentist clip.
You were doing an awesome job already. You just keep clutching Bingo Bronson. Now Mommy Lonnie got you. Me. I'm Mommy Lonnie. And that's it. Whole thing's going to be painless. You're not even going to know. You're going to be out, out, out. You just chill. So riddle me this. Doc, Mayonnaise Clinic claims that facial paralysis can be a thing.
What?
Care to comment?
Man, release my head, woman. I got this. Abby's going to be fine. Look at these black blue hands. If I mess up this white girl's teeth, the black dentistry game is over. Forever. I'm gonna get these teeth. For my people.
Wow. I don't do anything for my people.
Count backwards.
Bye, Abby. I'll see you when you wake up. And if you don't wake up, I'll still see you.
Because I'm gonna kill myself and meet you in heaven or whatever.
Sometimes I just feel like running the whole episode. I wanted to ask you about race in the show, because there's a big ongoing debate in the comedy world about race and about appropriation and all these kinds of things. And your show's very diverse. Your characters are into hip-hop. There's been things like a Spike Lee homage. And I wonder whether you talk about this as a...
I don't think we were talking at all about, like, cultural appropriation at all.
Or race. I mean, it was who's our favorite director?
Yeah. And
we're like
literally making a... Yeah.
Have you gotten criticism for that?
Not for the Spike Lee thing, but I feel like we've like read here and there about, you know, these like white girls and their language and Ilana's language, and you know, it's like a bummer, but it's also like, yeah, cultural appropriation is a bummer. So,
but I think it's also, you asked if the characters.
Right? It's
if
like,
the characters,
I mean, it's like, what are we going to like say? Like, no, it's cool. It's honestly, it's not cool. You know? Yeah, so it's like, it's okay to point it out and for it not to be cool in the show.
And something we talk about all the time is like it is also something like, well, they are different from us and they're not perfect and they make mistakes. And I think that is part of Ilana's growth and sort of the growth of the show, where it is like, well, do I want to be doing those things? I at least want to make sure I'm aware. I like speaking as a character, like, oh, they're growing in not just in jobs, in actual like emotional beliefs and things.
And the more the show is developed and the more distinct we become from the characters, I guess the more we're writing them as a tool.
One of the things I find so great about the show, it has this completely joyful filthiness and this like embrace of sexual adventure as the freeing and silly thing. And I wonder if you talk a little bit about like the sexual philosophy of the show and the sexuality of each of your characters, which is a bit different.
I don't know. People are like, "Woof, you guys are filthy," and it's like, I don't know. It doesn't feel that filthy to us. It's like, it certainly doesn't feel serious. You know, like just in you saying that, I'm like, oh yeah, like sex usually isn't like seen as silly, or it's like so silly that it's not sexy. But it's like sexiness is silly because the fact that it's a new time, you know, it's like now it's a different time. Like it's silly the way it's set up, so it's very easy to make it silly.
But I think the reason some people like it is because they do treat sex in that way, and that's what people talk about with their friends and how they talk about it. So I think it's a very relatable thing. I don't know what you guys...
Yeah, and it's also like, I feel like in general, the show is like, even though everything is a big deal, it's also nothing is a big deal. Mm-hmm. Like the weed and, I don't know, these like elements that feel natural. But like, I guess on most shows, it's like, sex is so part of this narrative of like, getting the guy, where in this show, it's just for the purpose of sex, which it is more in life. It's just pleasure. So it's less of a big deal, even though it's so important to them.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. I mean, it's really like
it is a constant, yeah. But it's not. it's not really central to the plot, I guess. It's just essential setting and context or something.
We know that Ilana is into Abbi. Is Abbi into Ilana? Like, what's Abbi's sexuality vis-a-vis Ilana? You can address this either as the characters or yourself. It's fine.
I don't. No, I don't think so. And
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
no,
Me neither.
well, I kind of like.
And it's also, like,
don't think she
into.
is.
What do we mean here? Like, that's her number one.
That's her number one. I love that it doesn't always have to be like. It doesn't always have to be a sexual relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, these are just two best friends. Even though it's sometimes hinted at with Ilana, it's like a runner.